Are you thinking about becoming an electrician? Now today I'm going to be talking about what it's like becoming an electrician, and this video applies to young lads who are thinking about getting an apprenticeship. I can give you some tips on how to do that, and this also applies for more mature adults who are looking for a career change. Now everything I talk about today is just purely from my own life experience and my advice. You may not agree with some of it, but we've all had different life experiences, so hopefully you'll find some of it useful. First things first though, we are going to run through the job and I'm going to show you exactly what we're doing and how we're going to do it. So here we are, all set up. Okay, so what we have is a 100 amp fuse on a TNCS earthing system, or PME. We are going to mount another external consumer unit on the wall here, Copex to the meter box, new Henny block, new earth block. Then we're going to run a high tough EV Ultra cable from the external consumer unit down the wall, brush away the stones, clip the cable direct, cover it back over, drill into the garage, clip the cable direct to the internal side of the garage wall, and then back entry out to the Zappy charger. Originally when I came and quoted this job, we were just going to clip the cable direct to the external and up to the charger, but I'd rather make that little bit more of an effort and make it look nice and pretty, so it always looks better without a cable on show, especially out the front of the house, which is why we're going to go in the property and back out again. So I have another friend in this meter box, so we're going to rehome Sammy the Spider, clean this box out again, and then get started. Right, come on you. Oh, he's quick. He's really quick. Come on. Out you come. Okay, the consumer unit I'm installing today is this 8-way IP65 rated consumer unit by Whitecliff Electrical. I've done a video including this last week. I'll leave a link below in the description if you want to check it out. It's a really good consumer unit. It's a bit bigger, but as I said before in the previous video, it allows for spare capacity for the future. The other thing about this consumer unit is the more room you got, the easier it is to dress your cables in. Some of those other smaller IP consumer units, they're just really tight, so why not just give yourself a little bit more room. I've heard stories about Sparkies putting 2 or 3 chargers in a day, and I do wonder and question myself how good these installations really are. And also I've seen on forums and stuff how Sparks walk away and don't set the chargers up with the internet and connect it all up. Like, what are you doing? That's part of the job. Also, if you're on any of these Hypervolt or Zappy owner groups and you see customers and they post pictures of their installations and they're really pleased with them, and I look at some of them and go, oh my god, who done that? So I've noticed a massive difference between a good installation and a poor installation. Later on in the week I'm going to repair a hypervolt. So if you installers out there and owners, you may be aware of earlier in the year there was loads of connectivity issues with the hypervolts. So this customer is still having this connectivity issue, so Hypervolt got in touch with me and I'm going there to replace his unit. Now if you've had these issues or you're struggling with connectivity with your Hypervolt, make sure you hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to my channel, keep watching, and I'll show you later on how to fix it. If you're going to do this how I do this and drill the meter box, make sure you put a mask on, because you can just like taste the poison. It's no good for you. If you're installing these IP consumer units, it's a good idea, just where you've done your fixing holes, just get your mastic gun out and just mastic around where those screws come through. It's just the last thing that we want is water getting into these consumer units. This consumer unit comes with these little plastic covers to put over your fixing holes, so don't forget to do that, and with the mastic you just put in, it just gives it a nice seal as well. Okay, so what are my thoughts on becoming an electrician in this day and age? Well, personally what I found with me was when I was younger and I was 16, I didn't know what I wanted to do, and I think that is still the same, to be honest. I think it's very difficult for kids at a young age to expect to know what they want to do. No one knows. But if you're a young lad and you like doing things with your hands and you just don't like sitting around doing class work, or like the idea of doing office work, maybe look into getting a trade. I don't know how the grading system works now, but for me you needed 3 C's in maths, English and science in order to do an aptitude test to become an electrician. And if you don't do so well in that, you can always become a plumber. I never thought to myself that I really wanted to be an electrician. It wasn't really on my radar at all, but the opportunity came about and I took it, and for me personally it was probably the best thing I'd done. So if you're a young lad and you're finishing school and you're looking to do an apprenticeship and you're sending CVs off left, right and centre, do yourself a favour and set all your social media settings to private, because these companies, whether they're allowed to or not technically, will go and have a look, and if you look like a thug or someone who's going to be any sort of trouble, you're not going to get a look into it. So just put a nice sensible photo up, hide everything you can, it will help you out. If you've seen one of my other videos about a job that's ongoing at the minute regarding an unlooping service, a quick update on that. So I've got the groundworks in on the 3rd of next month, and the cable jointers are in on the 4th. So I'll do a short video of when that's done on site, and then after that I'll book in that charger job, get that install done, and we'll run through the whole thing. Tip of of the day, if you have any Cat 5 cable joints to make, a little tip I got off the My Energy technical support when I was troubleshooting and why my CT wasn't working. And if you're using these little clip-in Wagos, make sure that you do the join in just one of the connections and not both. That was all the problem was last time for me. Okay, I'll show you quickly where we are up to. So here we have the new consumer unit mounted and ready to go, ready for testing. Inside the meter box we have the new Henley block, new earth block, new tails, coax goes round again, clipped up into the consumer unit, and there was a great big hole down the back here where they damaged the meter box before, so I've just chucked a load of expanding fire rated foam in there just to seal that up a little bit. Then the cable comes along here. It was a bit awkward clipping it around all this stuff here, but we've done the best I could. And then it's clipped at low level. Ideally I would have liked to buried it, but just underneath them stones is concrete, so that wasn't an option. And it goes through the wall, and this is where it gets interesting. So we have to crawl through here because the garage door's broken. Ugh. So that's where the cable comes through, and we're going to clip it along the wall. But then we have this workbench in the way, and it's bang on the height of the zappy, so I need to do some special angle drilling to get the cable through there. Tip of the day number 2. If you're drilling into this Thermalite soft breeze block and you're using linion clips, don't use a 10mm SDS bit, use an 8. Otherwise they just fall out. So this is new packaging for the Zappy, which I haven't seen before. Nuts and bolts, CT, this is like some cryptic puzzle trying to get the parts out of this. Okay, so for this one I've got a little bit of working out to do, because this is the cable entry that I'm going to be using, the rear entry hole. I need to take into account this pillar, the brickwork behind, and also this shelf that I've got. So I need to drill down at an angle, sort of like that. Perfect. my advice would be that if you are looking for electrical experience and you're trying to get an apprenticeship, when I was doing mine there were other lads who couldn't get an apprenticeship straight away, and what they'd done was they came on the company as electricians' mates or plumbers' mates, and they worked for a year or two and proved themselves, and then from then they were offered their apprenticeship and then they cracked on with that. So don't be disheartened if you can't get an electrical apprenticeship straight away. See if you can go and work for an electrical company and get some experience and let them get to know you, and then you might find that there's a bit more support out there for you and you'll appeal more to other companies as well. Okay, that's both ends of this installation ready for testing now, so I'm going to get on with that, button this up, commission it, job done, and set up the internet again. Now in a previous video I've done a whole walkthrough on how to connect this up with a TP link. I'll leave a link in the description if you want to see that, otherwise I'll give a brief demonstration here if required.
Something to make me stay round and round forever, searching for something that could never get replaced. Don't need you to save me, but I just really need to.
Okay, let's have a final run through the job as normal. So if we just come down here, what we have is the new IP65 rated consumer unit, all labelled up, main switch, surge, MCB. Oh, tough lid, tough front cover. If you're interested in these boards, what I'll do is I'll leave a link below to the website where I'm getting them from. This video isn't endorsed or anything, but I like to share with you good products that I like. So, inside here, new Henley block, new earth block. I've stuck some expanding foam down there, and inside here is the joint box for my CTs, and I've fixed that so that's nice and secure. CT before the Henley block installed there. Conduit glanded in up to there, then an EV Ultra cable clipped along and down, then it goes inside the garage behind all that stuff, which I've put back to the EV charging unit. All nicely done. Right, so we've got the internet connected, no TP links required. Thanks for watching, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to my channel, and if you're thinking about becoming a Sparky, keep trying, opportunity will arise, just keep pursuing it, you'll be okay.